up, Buddy Nerdigans? This is the one and only Packer Girl 89, and today's Manga Nerdigan live reaction video is going to be for the Ancient Magus Bride Chapter 51. So, last chapter of the Ancient Magus Bride, Simon was getting audited, and it was not looking good for Simon. But we did see Gabriella, who went to go get Elias and bring him back. And I freaking love Gabriella. She is hilarious. We also had a run-in with Stella. And in the midst of, walking with Stella, Chisei and Ruth and Stella got separated. And Stella had a nice little run-in with Ash and I, so hopefully we're going to see that this chapter. At least I hope so. But it is not looking good for Simon. He might get kicked out, especially with Gabriella and Elias's timing, but we'll have to wait and see. So let's get to this chapter and see what happens next. Alonza here. Gabriella? Never expected you to be the one calling me. What? An auditor? Why would I bother sending one out now? I prefer he stayed holed up in the countryside, actually. Oh, I see. Well, then be my guest. So, something's going down at the church because Simon's boss did not send an auditor, and she wants to keep Simon over there. So something's going down over there. And this chapter is titled, The Cow Does Not Make the Monk, Part 2. Mr. Calm, I'm contacting the church to recommend your immediate decommissioning from the role of Elias Ainsworth's, observer. Well, I can't say that I care that much. What? Do you have any idea? Do you realize how hard I tried to make sure none of us would end up in trouble? I have to agree. Oh my god, Gabriella's face is just amazing. This very much concerns you, Ainsworth. Simon's failure to do his job is the only reason you've had the leisure to dally in the countryside harvesting pumpkins. Oh my god! Unless you fancy going back to how things were a decade ago, do you miss the suspicious gazes and loathing hearts so much? Whether you care or not doesn't matter. Mr. Calm must follow me to our headquarters immediately. Oh, the handcuffs? I think the handcuffs out of nowhere is a bit much. Hold on, wait. I still have my mission here, you know. Just who sent you here anyway? There's no way it was one of my direct super... There's no way it was one of my direct super... Woo! You're the one who's under suspicion here, Simon Calm. Oh, there's a familiar. What the fuck? Now, unless you want to know what it's like having your entrails console. Woo, Gabriella ain't having this shit. Dude, Gabriella, are you a demon? Like, what the fuck? Ehi, bambino. I thought I told you to be careful with him. I'll have you know he's quite delicate. Don't get in my way, Gabriella. I'm quite sure your mission wasn't to do this man's bidding. Oh, you're right. Ooh! Sorry, you needed a taste from the tap. Not bad, not bad. It's true I'm supposed to be an assistant, but don't be mistaken. We don't serve the same master. Don't think I'll just follow orders from someone I don't respect. Woo! Oh, vampire! To be young again. Look how sprightly you are. Ooh, looks like your eyes, possess the power to bind us. Sorry to disappoint, though. I'm human. Don't think I'm one of those pathetic wretches snuffling in the dirt of their graves, shying away from the scent of steel and frankincense. Dude, what the fuck is Gabriella? Ooh, good job, Elias. Thank you, Ainsworth. What is that thing? I've never seen a familiar that looks like that. In its container. Oh, it must be bamboo. I've read about it. Bamboo? Ainsworth, a little help here? I could have gone without having handcuffs on me again. Simon, what did you do? In the past? Like, seriously. Ainsworth, mind erasing this one's memories? Ups daisy. You can kill him if you want, but I try to avoid killing when possible. Don't kill if you can help it. Is that why you called me? So, what's his deal? He came to audit me, or at least that's the excuse. I've got an idea of what's going on. Ooh, we're getting the explanation of the church. Sweet. The church isn't a single entity. It's been taking in more and more religions and becoming a multifaceted organization. Nowadays, it's known as the conclave. Okay, so looking at this, or reading this here, I'm thinking like church is taking like more and more branches of Christianity I'm thinking that's what Simon means. That to me would make the most sense. Or like, or hell, even like, you know, the other local religions, but, throughout the world. But I think the church, or the conclave, I think that's what he means though. The conclave is, you know, the, church, taking in like multiple, branches of Christianity. That makes a lot of sense, to, at least to me. When I joined, people still called it, the church had the force of habit, and this boy called it that as well. Ooh, and it looks like, oh man, it looks, like the way Yamazaki is going direction-wise. It's we're going in a very similar direction to several series, including D. Grey Man Hollow, Aono Exorcist, and what's the other one I was thinking of? Well, yeah, to an extent, Fire Brigade of Flames, because the church is evil there too. But anyway, he must be here under Vittorio's orders, or maybe Gualterio. Who? Shepherds who have influenced the conclave since long ago. Not the friendliest bunch. And your boss is? My boss is the sort of person to ask when's the harvest when I sent reports about my tomato garden, and only saw fit to give a few recommendations when he flew off the hook. It's a pretty common story, politics basically. As you may know, the organization the church became now has three main roles: observation, preservation, and extermination. It's our mission to track those beings who may pose a danger to humanity, those who lurk in the shadows of reality, fairies, demi-humans, devils, and demons. We want to see if they harm humans and those who exist together with them. Observation. Make contact with those dangerous beings and see if we can reach some sort of compromise. Preservation. And finally, if it's decided that a compromise cannot be reached, we act to remove the threat. Extermination. Sounds a lot less strict than it used to be. There are a lot more humans around than there were before, and with that, more cracks in society where non-humans can find their places. So as long as things don't get too out of hand, things were much harsher when they first found you, I think. Yes, they were. Moving on, individuals known as pigeons and roosters are charged with observation. This is really interesting. We're finding out about the church organization. Hold on a second. Okay, God damn it, pancakes! That's my boyfriend's neighbor's cat. But anyway, moving on. Individuals known as pigeons and roosters were charged with observation. Crows and ants worked to preserve relations. And finally, removing threats and protecting the people falls to wolves and locusts. I like that it's called they're called locusts too, and wolves. But locusts are fucking powerful as hell. The shepherds are those who stand at the top, directing us all. That said, each faction answers to different shepherds. Think of it as a loose collection of private armies. And that's why sometimes the more militant factions end up butting heads with the pacifists. They all just want more of say in what goes on, you know. This whole mess is no exception. And you know what's going to happen? And I thought Civil War was going to happen at the college. Woo! Civil War is coming to the church. And we're seeing that shit already in like D. Grey Man Hollow. And I think we're seeing it, to an extent, we're seeing it a little bit in Aono Exorcist as well. We're definitely seeing it in D. Grey Man Hollow, though. But Civil War is coming to the church, right, Yamazaki? I could see it. I could see it coming. Come to think of it, my assignment here a decade ago was also part of the power play. At least I ended up not causing too much friction with you. Simon, For the past 10 years, you've been stationed here as my observer, but in all that time, you've only ever treated me as a neighbor. Why? None of the others who came before you were like that. What's so funny? The way you've changed recently. It's almost frightening. What a change Miss Chisei wrought in you. Stop, that hurts. Oh, sorry, I'll stop. I just mean that you've started to care about people enough to even entertain that kind of curiosity. You might have had some interest in humans as a whole, but you never pay much attention to the individual people around you, right? Anyway, to give you the simple answer, there's nobody I hate, nobody I want to die more than myself. But why, Simon? There was no sense of justice in me that said I had to hate you when you were nothing but a total stranger to me. Besides, you cared for my well-being, right? I honestly had no reason to hate you whatsoever. Say, do you believe in jinxes? I fucking love this panel of Gabriella staring at the fucking ducks. It's awesome. Jinxes? I don't know what you mean by that. What does that have to do with anything? Here we go. Now we're getting into Simon's backstory, it looks like. Finally, we're going to learn the truth about Simon. It started with my grandmother. My, these cookies are really good, Simon. Really? My grandmother was a masterful patissier. She could make anything that she put her mind to. Biscotti, zuccotti, cannoli, amaretti, the list goes on. She could teach as well as she could bake too. Do you think Mother would like them too? Of course. That day I baked for my mother, who was in prison at the time serving a sentence. I was born a British citizen, but my mother was Italian. She divorced my father and went back to Italy. I'm not clear of the specifics, but she fell into drug abuse. It's impossible now to know what happened. You made these? I was always pants at making anything, but it looks like the fruit of my loins got all my missing talent. Looks like your stay in prison hasn't cured that mouth of yours. That's the cat. To ignore pancakes for a moment. Learn it from the best, Mother. What? Look, Simon, I'll be out in just a few more years. I'm really turning over a new leaf. We'll be a family once again. Again once I get out. So just look after grandmother until then, okay? Okay. 2 days later, my grandmother passed away, the victim of a drunk driving accident. And just 2 days after that, the prison called with news that my mother had fallen down a flight of stairs and died as well. One of the guards came to the funeral. She was eating one of the cookies that you baked for her. That's what he said to me. Before I knew it, everything was over. My aunt and uncle took me in. Come in. This is your new home from now on. They were good people. The summer I turned 16, my cousin died. It was a hot day, an accident in the water. 3 days before, she cajoled me into making ice cream together with her. My 18th fall, a burglar killed my aunt and uncle. I baked cookies for them 4 days before. I'd been staying at a friend's house, so I was left unscathed. Then I had nobody left. So some said that death followed in my footsteps. I started wandering out in the night by myself to the point of exhaustion, then coming back home and sleeping like the dead. I couldn't help it. Anxiety overtook me. I started getting into fights and doing drugs. Well, hence probably why Simon was arrested a lot. I didn't want to believe the things that I made could kill people. That was when I met her. She was as bright and pure as an iris flower. I could feel myself lightening as I spent more time with her. We started to think of marriage. What? There's no way that's actually true. It's not, your fault, Simon. It's all just coincidence. I can't help but be afraid, though. A little jinx wouldn't be enough to put me down, even if it was true. She kept chipping away at me until one day I finally gave in and made a panna cotta for her, my grandmother's recipe. I just wanted to stop feeling worried. Wow, this is really good. Remember, you're staying right where I can see you for at least a week, okay? I'm seeing you to and from work, too. Wow, you're really concerned about this, aren't you? A week later, she passed out at work and just never woke up. A stroke. Where's your umbrella? You'll catch your death of cold. I'll save it the trouble. Soon no cold will bother me. No can do, pretty boy. You! God, it's too bright. What the? Oh my, I didn't think a little nudge like that would be enough to let you see us. Looks like you might have some talent after all. Woo! That's a supervisor. A stroke of good luck for sure. What are you? My pigeon told me about your accidents, and I thought I'd investigate. We're everywhere, you know. Have you ever heard of jinxes? Jinxes? You might have heard about the things that twist fate, twists that affect actions and situations. A black cat crossing your path is a sign of good luck. Well, if a black cat is a sign of good luck, then pancakes is definitely good luck. A single magpie stands for sorrow. When you marry in June, you're a bride all your life. I hear that in one of the lands to the east, your shoe strap snapping is an ill omen too. Most of them have their roots in their superstition of their origins culture, but sometimes there are people like you who seem to curse your surroundings by taking certain actions. In your case, it's having someone eat a sweet you made. I knew it. It was all my fault. All of them. Every one of them. I killed all of them. Oh, Simon, I want to make this clear. You had nothing to do with their deaths at all. All those deaths in your wake were the fault of the strange circumstances surrounding your birth. But if you really feel like making amends, do you think your one death would be enough to atone for all of theirs? Continuing on with your wretched and tortured existence seems like more of a punishment to me. Hello, Simon. I'm Alonza. I hear that in the East they have a saying that goes, what one god discards, another god takes. Alonza? What do you mean by, I want to know what the fuck Alonza is. And I'm starting to think that the church, the conclave includes more than just Christian religions. There's got to be some magic up in there, too. Alonzo and Gabriella are definitely magical beings. I'm convinced of this shit. I'll take your god's place and soothe your wounds. All you have to do is in return is be my obedient little lamb. She enrolled me in the seminary school after that, and I got my priesthood. The others would just end up picking a fight, so would you be a dear and go watch him? And if he kills you, well, that's what you wanted, right? And that's how I was charged with watching over you. Poor Simon, my God! That's heartbreaking. Why do you keep on baking sweets when you know you've got such unique talents? I make them when I remember them because they meant the world to me. Does your jinx extend to affect all humans? Yes, any human, I suppose. Hold on a second. Okay, here we go. Let me read this again. Does your jinx extend to affect all humans? Yes, any human, I suppose. That might be another reason why they've stationed me all the way out here in the countryside. And if it extends to all humans, that definitely proves Gabriella is not human. She ain't human, because she wasn't affected by the jinx. How did you find this out? Did they test this theory? That look in your eyes. You look like Chisei. When she remembers something that won't tell me what it is. The right to remain silent is a precious thing. Oh, ain't that the truth? Not all secrets need to be told. Sometimes you have to let things go unsaid. That's not what Chisei says. She wants to talk things over. That's a good thing, too, in its own way. Ainsworth, being together with someone means not sharing everything with them. You don't have to say things. You don't have to know them. A mutually wanted relationship is a precious thing. Oh my God, Yamazaki, preach. Preach, Yamazaki. I agree to an extent because my man and I have been together on and off for 10 years. We don't tell each other everything. We don't. We probably should, but we don't. We just keep our mouth shut in regards to some things. And I know if he's hiding something from me, I just wait for him to tell me. I know when the time is right. I don't bug him about it. I would know I lost one. I don't think I understand. What is it you're missing? I don't understand that I don't understand. Sometimes I hear something and I just know what to do. Sometimes my body just moves on its own, but I don't know why or when. Ainsworth doesn't understand his humanity. Because what Chisei's bringing out in Ainsworth is his humanity, because he's falling in love with her. So he's not used to this. He's not used to the intuition and all that shit. That's coming with it. But yeah, you could have intuition with the logic and shit, but this is emotional intuition. This is different. Sometimes I hear something and I just know what to do. Sometimes my body just moves on its own, but I don't know why or when. Emotional intuition. That's what that shit is. Hold on a second. Oh, okay. I can't tell if they're my own feelings or of those of some other. I can't put them into feelings and it causes trouble. I can't put them into words and it causes trouble for Chisei. Some other? That's the only way I can say it. Something that's not like the rest of myself. And I think what Ainsworth is, or what Elias is referring to, is his human heart. Because, for the most part, the rest of him is not really human, or at least to him, he's not really human. Because remember, he's he's a mixed breed. Well, I'll be the first to admit, I'm no psychologist. What are you doing, Pancakes, you silly cat? So I've got no idea, but personally, I like that frankness about you. I suppose it helps that you've got no intention of using my jinx for yourself. I haven't had cause to want to yet. Don't give him ideas, Simon, you dumbass, and I'll pray that it stays that way. Sometimes you're a little too direct, but you're also not one for twisting the things you see, and a lot of the time that's enough. I don't know if you'll be able to find the answers you seek, but I'll do my best to teach you, and I know that Miss Chisei will too. I can only hope that that'll be enough to help you. You're definitely emotional, but you've got a sound head, and you know when to think logically and talk things out. You'd be surprised about, sorry, I'm looking out for I have to look out for the cat and make sure Pancakes doesn't do stupid shit. You'd be surprised to know how often that's not the case. Who taught you how to speak and think anyway? There's someone I've always tried consciously to emulate. Chisei? Ruth? Mist. Whoa, Ruth. Ruth? Chisei, the ground is made of water, huh? This The smell of salt. This is the ocean. Ocean? A red flag? Wait, are we on an island? Mist, the sea, an island. Wait, I feel like I've heard about this before. Stella! Stella, where are you? Stella! I can't remember when we got separated. You don't think she sank or anything, do you? No, we're standing here just fine. She should be all right too. Hello, little miss. Oh my god! I'm Rahab! Magus, witch, sea monster. Call me whatever you wish. Oh my god! Jesus, Rahab! Oh my god, I think next chapter, we're gonna get Elias's full backstory. I think either next chapter or the chapter after, we're getting Elias's full backstory. I'm calling that shit now, but oh my god. Okay, so let me say this about I want to say it maybe since like either last month or maybe even the month before. I feel like Yamazaki has gotten us back on track because like for a while, like with the college arc, it was getting a little meh for me. It was boring, but now we're getting into the good stuff. But Yamazaki, I gotta tell you, the writing this chapter was beautiful. It was sad, but it was beautiful. I really loved Simon's backstory. I did not expect that from him. And it also confirms that Gabriella is not a oh my god, Gabriella is not a human. But like, I'm really curious about oh my god, what's her name? I'm really curious about Alonza as well. If Alonza's human, because she might not be human. We'll have to wait and see in regards to that. But that'd be cool if she wasn't. But based on what we've seen, I really don't think it's I really don't think Alonza is human, and I really like that. I like that that the church is taking humans and non-humans. But I think what Yamazaki is saying that's coming is we're getting a couple of civil wars between either we're gonna have like a civil war within the conclave and the college. We're gonna have those two, or we're gonna have like a war between the conclave and the college, which I honestly think would be fucking awesome. But something else just really, I remember the line about like the changes of power, and this was like a few chapters ago. What if it wasn't referring to the college though? What if that line, Yamazaki had that line there, and it was referring to the conclave? That would be, that would make actually to me that would make a lot more sense if the people at the college were actually referring to the conclave, because based on what Simon and Gabriella said, it seems like the power of the conclave has gotten has changed a lot, and it's gotten really, really bad. So I'm very curious what you guys think. Do you guys think that we're going to be going to war with the conclave? I think it's going to be a civil war within the conclave more than anything. To me, that would make the most sense. More than like the civil war at the college, or fuck, even the college is probably, it might just be an all-out war against the conclave. I could actually see that happening more than anything else, because of that line from a few chapters back when they said there's that power, the changes about the power structure being changed. That I think that's what Yamazaki's going for. We're going to be at war against the conclave. Just watch. I could see it happening. But I'm very curious what you guys thought of this chapter. What you guys think about the conclave? Do you guys think we're going to be going to war against the conclave? What do you guys think about Simon's backstory and his JINX? Like, that's just so heartbreaking. My God. And are you guys hyped for next month? I'm so hyped for next month. I'm ready for next month. I'm ready for next month's chapter. It's gonna be amazing. Anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Nerdigans Inc. if you love what I'm doing and want to contribute to my channel expansion. There's a few ways you could do that. You could donate to my PayPal, Patreon, GoFundMe, purchase something on my Amazon wishlist. All that's in the description box below. Also, make sure you follow me on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, from me, and PlayStation Network. That's in the description box below as well. Till next time, Nerdigans, I will be seeing you later. Bye.